Okay, I'm here with Jim Molino, who has a booth here at the Catholic Men's Conference, and he's showing several Catholic films, including one that I've not heard much of, The War of the How do you pronounce that?
Vendee.
The Vendee. And this is something you mentioned, a little bit of Catholic history with the movies playing here that not a lot of people know about concerning the French Revolution.
That's right. You know, whether you went to public school or private school or Catholic school, you probably, chances are, you did not get the full story of the French Revolution. We've heard about the Reign of Terror, where 30,000 people were killed and executed on the guillotine. This is a civil war that happened in the western part of France, where these were simple peasants, Catholic peasants, who loved their God, they loved their church, and they loved their king. And all of those things were swept away in the French Revolution. So they fought for their rights and for the protection of their priests and nuns.
And in fact, there was a lot of persecution of the church in the French Revolution. That was one of the features of it, so to speak.
There were at least 5,000 to 10,000 Catholic priests executed.
5,000 to 10,000 Catholic priests. I'm going to get a little closer because of the background noise. 5,000 to 10,000 Catholic priests executed, and that's, I mean, how many? A lot of people do not know about this, and so this movie tells the story of this, the War of the Vendee.
Yeah, and the bigger purpose of what we do is to, these films are acted entirely by young Catholics, so they're playing all the parts. Both of our films have been broadcast worldwide on EWTN, and we try to make a production standard that's high enough that adults will appreciate them and think that they're watching a real movie, which they are. The only real difference is that kids are playing all of the parts, and the purpose is really to inspire young Catholics to want to take a greater role in the arts and to be more aware of Hollywood and the power of film, and to want to communicate the gospel as they grow up.
And your other film is St. Bernadette's of Lourdes.
St. Bernadette of Lourdes, it's just a faithful retelling of the story that we all know and love, with a 14-year-old playing the 14-year-old Bernadette. So, and both, like I said, on EWTN.
So you're actually fighting the war of culture with culture. This Navis Movies is the name of the place?
Navis Pictures, yes.
And so you're fighting the culture war in culture, which is actually the way to do it. You can't, if you want to, politics is downstream of culture, religion is downstream of culture. If you participate in the culture, and the culture is a visual culture.
Film is such an influential art form, and perhaps arguably the most influential these days. People are not reading as much as they used to. People are not going to museums and appreciating fine art. Not that they shouldn't do those things, but let's face the facts. You know, film is pervasive. It's everywhere. It's powerful. It's a unique amalgam of all sorts of different arts that is designed to tell a story, but to communicate ideas. The problem is Hollywood has not been communicating the right ideas.
So you're fighting the culture wars in their neck of the woods, and you also have a film on how to make a movie for people who want to take a part in this fight.
People or families even making something as simple as their home movies. We're just showing them basic techniques on how to use lights that they already have around the house, cameras that they already have, you know, that their dad has a camcorder, and using techniques to get their movies to look as good as possible. Plus we have a collection of short films to inspire and to give them ideas, short films that we did also. So.
And if we want to find out more about this, where would we go online?
NavisPictures.com. It's Navis Pictures.com.
And let me get another quick glimpse of the movie as it's playing. So that's the movie we're talking about right here. The War of the Vendee and St. Bernadette of Lourdes, and of course, how to make a movie. Jim, thank you very much for your time.
God bless.